Hey everybody, welcome back. It's day 4 of Titan Takeover, and I've got another 2 runs for you. These are going to be a little bit more streamlined than the previous 2 videos have been. Everything's already set up and ready to rock. This is really more testing and seeing what we've got that will do a little bit of damage that I have available to me on my account. And I'm kind of focusing on a couple of different things this time around. I'm going to start off with Goldberg. And I think I'm just going to one-click it all the way through, just the Gorilla Press Spine Buster, after I hit a spear. All right, so spear, increase the damage of all my gems by 200% for a turn. And then Gorilla Press, which is make the top row into yellow snowfall. So when you break them, they'll snowfall yellow, and then make the 7 snowfall gems into purple. So it breaks it and it recycles. I'm just going to give that a shot. I think it's going to do extremely well. And then I've got a jackhammer here, make 39 random gems into purple gems, and pin the opponent if opponent's style is focused, which the opponent is not. So it's really just to flood the board with purple. Ideally, I'd have a rumble plate here, but you can see I'm out of tokens and I'm really close. So I'm just not going to change up from this. Ideally, I would have a rumble plate, but both of these should trigger, and they're going to flood the board green after the board's going to be flooded yellow. I have all gears, so all moves start with 4, and then gems do 75% more damage. Entourage down here is just yellow gem damage. You don't actually need MP trainers here, and I'll show you why here in just a second. 40 color gems, or 40% all color, 50% yellow, 50% yellow, and then 35% yellow and 35% green. So I'm just going to run with this setup. And then in position 2, this is why I'm not going to need any MP trainers whatsoever. I'm going to run Savage, and I think I've done this on video once before. So yeah, Savage is just going to be run the normal way. No MP trainers, so +6 to multiplies, and then another, so +7 to multiplies, plus 40% yellow, and multiplied gems do 60% more. Okay, and I've got both of his gear, so I'll get an extra 4 here. So we're looking at X14s, and then through the moments, I've got 1 here that'll give me this. So there'll be X20s. And all color gems do 75% more. And no MP trainers, because Tag Link Hall of Fame start with 4 more move points. This bothers me. This is a different font than this one is. I don't know why. Everything else is the same. Anyway. How has your Titan experience been going? Talk to me in the comments about what you feel about Titan, what you've been struggling with, what you could potentially use some help with. And let me know. Oh, one thing I wanted to do. Let's pull up the calculator. Where's the calculator on screen? In the absolute wrong spot. Let's move that real quick to right there. Perfect. So we are where to go? Okay. So we're currently at 458.49 billion. I'm going to run this a couple different ways. And see which way works out best for me. Like a charm. That's almost like having a rumble plate on there. And we're just going to keep doing it. Now, I think it's better to just do the buff once and then the 4 moves that does all of the damage. But that's why I've got the calculator up. I want to double check myself. And one more time. So after it's all said and done, we've done 350 million. Okay. I thought that was going to be better. So let's try this instead. So hit him with a spear. We'll get all boosted up. We'll recycle everything. And we'll boost again. And that should give us 2 more board breaks. So we're breaking the board 3 times instead of 4, but we've doubled our boost. And we'll see which way is the best way of going about it. And we'll do one more. Minus 57 point. Cascade's been friendly to me. 7.3 gives us 0.41. Now, granted, I understand we got some pretty decent cascades, but that is 60 million damage difference. And this is one of those things where every little thing adds up. So I'm going to do this one more time here, 457.72, just to double check. But we are going to buff twice this round as well. You figure if you run these enough times, the law of big numbers, they will average out and you'll kind of figure out what the best way of going about it is. And then one more time here, where we break everything. So subtract. Showboats and hype are probably one of my weak spots on my roster. I don't have a lot of 0.38. So yeah, it's slightly better, but not convincingly so. Kind of 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Again, I would have rather have kind of a yellow rumble there instead of the other chuckers, but it is what it is. Yeah, kind of is what it is. So we did a little over $1 billion there. So that's cool. I'm pretty relatively happy with that. Let's see what we do per turn here. Nothing special with Savage. We're just gonna send it. By no means, and I think I started saying this, by no means do I think, oh, that was really, really dumb. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm good. I'm good. By no means are any of these builds optimized yet by me. I'm still just kind of playing around and seeing kind of what ideas work the best. Yeah, that was 270 million. That's not exactly where we want to be. Ideally, if I'm going to do this, I want to be able to at least get 1 billion out of everybody, and I don't think Savage is going to be the answer for me there. Let's see if we can't catch a cascade to help me reload blue. I don't think it's going to happen. No, it's not. So I'm going to get blue reloaded. What is his next move? Is he doing his next move currently? Destroy the first, second, and third row. Is that up top? I think that's up top. Let's test. When it says destroy first, second, and third row, I bet it's up here. It is. Perfect. Yeah, so unoptimized builds, these are not, I wouldn't necessarily put a video out saying, hey, this is going to be amazing and you're going to absolutely crush with this, until I can kind of really dial in what's working. I forgot to check my damage here. Oh, well. I know I started at 437.34. 457.34, 457.34. I'll be able to tell at like the very, very end of this if I've hit 1 billion or not. And one more. Let's clean up all of the multiplies at the very least. Yeah, I didn't even get to 1 billion here. All right, so Savage may not be the answer, unless that's all you've got. You know, tier 4s are limited to who you have at least hype 1. So that limits a lot of people's rosters, which is why I've been trying a lot of stuff and experimenting to figure out what works. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about half as efficient, 1.15 billion versus 662 million. 1.8 is decent for a run. And I think probably got me the platinum chest. It did. So one run got me a platinum chest. I'm okay with that. But in order to really take this down, I've got to figure out something much better. And I unfortunately don't think that this is going to be it, but I wanted to test it just because I have it. Off camera, I'll probably use Shiny Cena here because I'm interested in his boost move. He's not gold, so I'm not going to use him. Off camera, I will probably mess with this zombie Brett. And if either of these turn out great, tomorrow I will add them to the rotation so we can talk about it. But I want to try Vader. Running triple red with the bracers and the red reinforced plate and 150% strap. And then over here, the entourage is going to be just a very typical multiplied gem damage up, red gem damage up, plus 2 multiplies, and then red move damage, or sorry, red MP. So pretty simple there. I do have his moment, but it is not up and running yet, so we'll ignore it. And then to partner him, I wanted to use, who was I going to use? Oh, who was I going to use? I had somebody picked out. I had somebody picked out and I've completely forgotten who it was. So we use Zombie Punk, who I am using with the Chemical X and the Royal Rumble. Fury 3s, 100% strap. And then nothing but gem damage. Cool. So let's give this one a try, and let's see how much Vader will do. I know CM Punk's going to be fine. I'm curious about Vader. I don't think... Since Vader is a 3 moves, like you have to use all 3 of his moves, I don't think it's going to necessarily work the way I want it to. But I'm more than willing to test it out. So we're at 448.64. I think essentially we're going to be able to get one big hit off a turn. So now we're going to throw multis. And then we're going to paint red. And do this. And at the very least, we're going to be able to throw the reinforces out and then go red again. And the reinforces will work as like a pseudo multiply X2 gem. I don't think this is the answer at all, though. Yeah, that was 120 million. So Vader's not the answer at Showboat, unfortunately. So let's just cruise through here. At least not with his triple red moveset. I think his other movesets protect gems, and I'm not sure if that's really what we're interested in either. Good cascade. Oh, I wanted to reset this. 448.52, 448.52. So we'll do reinforces, and then no matter where they land, I think I'm going to try to... it's perfect. I was going to try to clean that up anyway, but we're good. We don't have to worry about it. Another thing that I've been thinking about for this game mode is hype itself is going to be really important. Hype 3 and Hype 4 cards, specifically Hype 4, should really, really, really help out. Just because of the way Hype buffs things. That's another 0.14. So let's look at the history here. 0.14, 0.12, we've done 260 million. Yeah, that's just not enough. Not enough. And we're triggering the bracers twice by the final hit. You know, we're triggering the red reinforced plate twice by the final hit. And we're still just not quite getting enough damage out of it. So I don't really know exactly how you would go about like significantly increasing this to get to where you need to be. So last hit with Vader. There we go. And that got us to 0.17. So we've been increasing every time, but we're still at 300, 410, 430 million, which is pretty bogus. So thanks for the help, Vader. Well, Punk here should do a lot better. I think we're at 448.21, right? Yeah. So we'll save that 448.21. After he gets up and running, you can start two-clicking this. So this buff will happen twice, the 450%. And then all the multis will always break, and then the rumble will also get hit by the gem damage up. I expect to see significantly better results with Zombie Punk here. And as you can see, we just go into the finisher immediately because the Rumble has got us refilled. Minus 447.69 puts us at 500,000 alone. All right, so that's already about 100 million better than what Vader did. His entire run, we did it in one set of actions. So poor Vader. I don't think he's going to be the. I like him in feuds. I like Vader in feuds a whole lot, but I don't think without a significant hype upgrade, I don't think Vader is going to be my choice for Showboat-led Titan matches. Where did we finish out here? 447.69. This should end up being relatively the same. I don't really know what to do here. Yeah, that's 2.3 million. We'll do it. Minus 447.19 puts us at another 500,000. So we're at $1 billion on Punk, and we'll probably finish right around 1.5 billion. We're going to have the same problem here. Well, we know this is going to do 2 million, so we'll try to see if we don't have a swipe and just see if the swipe actually hits harder because of the 900% bonus that we're getting here. Don't really have not holding my breath on it, but maybe we get lucky and we got a 4 swipe or something. Oh, we do have a 4 swipe. All right, let's slow it down and see what we come up with. 447.19. Let's take our swipe. And that's 1.2. So it would have been better to actually use the MP up move. And we did 530 million on that one. So a grand total of about, it's going to be a touch under 2 bill again out of this particular run. So I think we've ended up these 2 runs today at just a touch right at 4 bill. No, not even. We're going to be at like 3.8 bill. Oh, there it is, 3.8 bill. So I need another 1.2 to get to the 5 billion for my 1% of the total Titan boss here. So yeah, some kind of rough displays by both Hall of Fame Randy Savage and Vader Time. 2 that are probably not recommended and probably won't go in my rotation unless I absolutely have to, which is a shame because I do like both Savage and Vader as cards. I might just do this one independently because I'm pretty fascinated by his triple red moveset in this game mode. Increase the damage all your gems by 188. Bottom row into pyro, and then deal damage, increase your red gems by 283 for 1 turn. And then make green gems that will pop essentially all the pyros, which will flood the board red. And then if you have a Piper plate and you're going to have all of this buff on it, and then you do this again. So you're going to catch this buff twice, which is 280 right now, as it's at 283 for me. Yeah, you know what? I don't know why I'm talking about this. I may just record another video with him. Anyway, that's all I've got for the 2 whole runs today. Do me a favor. Tell me how I can best help. What questions do you have about Titan Takeover? Is there anything I can help clear up? Yeah, just let me know. Anyway, if you've learned anything today, if you've been entertained by anything today, or if you just happen to like the sound of my voice, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.